Hello viewers, welcome to Core for Any. If you hear new, hit subscribe buttons and notification bell so you can never miss any our incredible content. Today we need to create here the new Flutter projects, Healtho, gyms and fitness apps. First of all, we need to check this here the commands prompts inside the Flutter versions. So need to like this command fire to and to check this here the Flutter versions. Now need to write down here the Flutter minus minus version, and to get this here the Flutter versions 3.16.3 stable versions we need to use this here, and also need to create here the projects commands we need to fire here. How to create here the projects? First of all, we need to write down here the flutters create. Then after we need to give this here the organizations bundles names need to set this here the minus minus org com dots code for any, and to give this here the project's names Healtho underscore gym like this, and to create here the projects for these commands. Open this inside the VX coders. Now need to opens. Now openings here the projects, and now first of all need to remove this here the unused platforms. Windows, web, test, macOS, Linux are the deleting here the platform like this. Now first of all need to create here the projects directory structures need to develop here. First of all need to create here the new folders and to give this here the names as assets like this. Inside we need to create here the two folders. First one is the font. Then after need to create here the image folders img like this, and to enable this here the folders. First of all need to enable this here the assets, and now need to copy this relative path of the image folders and to uncomment these codes and to paste this here and to give this here the last of end of the slash, and also need to enable here the fonts. Now we need to use this here the pop-ins fonts and to put this here imports as a font directory. Need to paste this here this all fonts, and this project related all image are into imports here. Need to like this, and importing this here the app logo, introductions image 1, introductions image 2, introductions image 3. How can export inside the xd files? First of all need to open this here the xd files, and to create first of all the export this image we need to select this years and to check this years hide show, and then after need to call this here the command e and to open this years and to give this here the app logo, and need to check this here the export size 2x and to export like this commands I have already export, that's why not need to export. Stem as need to create here the onboarding screens image we need to need it, that's one to one by ones exporting like this here. Also need to check this here the fonts colors we need to set one by ones, but we need to first of all set here the directory structures, then after we need to configure here the all needed configurations are the set this here the common structures and constraints files you need to develop this here. Now need to save here, and first of all need to set the here the fonts family like this here, and to first font family to remove here, and to give this here the font family's names as a copy relative path for the regular fonts, and to paste this here, and now need to set this here the font names Poppins. Now we need to another fonts need to give this here the mediums and to paste this here, and to set here the 500 like this copy and to paste here. Now need to set here the light fonts copy relative path and to paste this here. Now need to set here the 300s. Then another same as you need to create semi bolts, copy this relative path and to paste this here and to set here the 600s. Then after we need to set here the bold fonts copy relative path and to paste this here and to give this here the 700s like this. Need to configurations are the needs here. Now first of all need to create here the lives folders. Inside need to set here the commons folders need to develop here, creates common like this, and then after the common widgets folders like this, and then after we need to create here the screen folder inside all app related all screen to develop here. And inside we need to create here the another folders for the login folders and home folders need to create here like this. And like the structures are the creating set the directory structures. Common inside need to save this here the utility class need to develop inside the common. Then common widgets inside need to and screen inside the need to develop here the app related screens need to develop here. Now we need to go inside the common folders and to create here the color extension class we need to develop for the app colors we need this here. First of all we need to create here the new file and to give this here the color underscore extensions dot dot like this we need to create here the files. Now first of all we need to create here the a color class we need to develop here like this and to give this here the static colors and to set here the get primary color is equal to set here the const colors and to set this like here. Now need to this here no needs and to open this here the xd files. Now need to get this here the this primary colors, copy these lines and to paste this here as a primary colors and also imports here the material dependency like this. Then after need to create here the primary text colors need here to set here gets primary text set here the const color like this and to get this here color codes. This is the primary text like set scenes. Now need this here the button primary text color and to go here and to find out this color code like this and we need to set this here the like this. Then after button secondary text colors need to set this here and to go here and to find out here the code. This is the secondary color like this. Then after need to create here the static dot colors gets border color need to copy here to paste this here the constant. Now need to find out borders to set this here the border color. Then after need to set here the button background colors txt bg colors const colors and to view this here fill colors set here like this. Then after need to create here the inactive colors const get colors inactive less than const colors need to black 20 colors. Use this here primary text with opacity need to set here 0.2 and 2 semicolons like this need to write down here. Now need to first of all need to create here the app extension need to develop here app extension text is on build context extension method need to call this here. First of all need to get this here the size get and to write down here the size equal to media query and give this here the size of context and to pass this here the this like this. Same as need to get this here the doubles as a width is equal to size dots need to get this here the width also here to get same as need to get this here the height and this here the height. After need to call this here the post extensions methods need to develop here. So write down here the futures and to call this here the push and to pass this here the widgets as a widgets and to assigns to return this here use this here the navigator and we need to call this here the navigator push and to call this here the context past here the this and to set here the routes material page routes and to set as a context and we need to pass this here the widgets and this context or push extension methods are the creatings are the done. Same as need to create here the pop screen to write down here pop and we need to call this here to remove here the widgets parameters no needs and now need to direct pass here the pop and here routes no and to call this here is the extension methods. Now we need to create here the common widgets as a round buttons we need to create here for the this buttons for globally. That's why I need to create inside the common widgets. Inside need to create here the new files and to give this here the name round button dot dots. Now first of all need to create here the statelets widgets and to give this here the names as a round button. And first of all need to import here the material dependency and now need to create here the first of all the button types enums need to develop here. Write down here the enum and to give this here the round button type. First we need to pass here the primary, then after line like this sets here two types. This for the lines and this for the primary text buttons. If you use here the another button styles, then to add here the button types and to set this here. First of all, need this here the button titles. That's why to use this here the title parameters need to use here. Then after need to range need this here the buttons round tabs need this here button tabs and to set here the types like this. Then after need to give this here the final variables and to give this here the heights needs here. Then after need this here the font size double font size. Then after need this here the font weight or font weight like this. And after need to set this here the needs here the button width give this here the doubles width. Then after need this here the on press events that's when to pass this here the callbacks events and to write down here the on press like this and to pass this here the parameters here type is not required need to assign here the value as a by default need to set this here the round types as a primary and after need to give this here the heights need to first of all check inside the XT designs normal size need to this here the heights 15s like this need to give this here the always 15 not 3 times need to given this here same as need to check this here the font size need to set here 14 semi bold need to set here the font size weight set here 14 and font weight 600. Then after need to set this here the width is equal to need to set here the double max width and required this properties. Like this need this here. Now need to develop here the buttons. First of all need to need this here the padding to use here the convert into the paddings. Const edge is symmetric. Horizontals need to set this here the 20. Now need to create here the children's inside the padding. Need to give this here the material buttons like this property and to give this here the on press event. Then after need to set here the some property minimum width need to give this here the width. Then after need to set this here the evaluations need to set here the 0 no need, that's why need to set here the 0. After need to create here the colors property need to set here need to set if here the types is equal to rounded button types dot primary. Then we need to set here the t color primary text. Otherwise, we need to set this here the line colors. We need to set this here the t dot text bg colors like this. We need to set here. After we need to set this here the heights. Give this here the height as a height parameters. We need to pass this here. Now we need to set here the shapes. We need this here. First of all, we need to set here the rounded borders like this, and to set here the sides. If type is equal to round button types dot lines, then we need to create here the shapes as a border side. Need to set here the colors t color borders. We need to set this here and to give this here the width as a 1. If not, then to border sides as we need to set here the nuns like this. We need to configure inside the rounded borders. Now need to create here the children's, and now need to set this here the text. First, first ones need to need this here the titles. Give this here the, as a titles as a text. Now need to set here the styles. Text styles is equal to set here first of all the colors. If type is equal to rounded button types primary, then to set this here the colors t color btn primary text. Otherwise need to give this here the color btn secondary text colors. Need to set this here. So now need to set this here the font size. Need to give past here the font size parameters. Then after need to set here the font weights parameters. Need to set here font weight. Set font weight parameters like this. Need to creating here the now global buttons are the done and to save this here. Now need to first of all create here the play screens. Need to develop here. Now need to create here the logins inside the new files and to give this here the names play screen dot dot. Now first of all need to create here the stateful widgets and to give this here the names play screen like this, and to also imports here the material dependency. Now first of all need to write down here the init state, and need to write down here the first of all need to hide this here the app status bars no needs, that's why I need to hide this here the system. If you need, then to disable comment this line the codes to set this here the chromes and to set enables system UI modes and to give this here the system UI modes as a line break like this sets here. Then after we need to create here the scaffold and to write down here the body. Inside we need to create here the center like this, and to create here the children's image sets And now need to pass this here the app logo, copy relative path, and now need to set here the width. Context dot width extension methods need to call this here, multiply by the 65%, so need to give this here the logo width and to set this here. Now another screen need to develop here the onboarding screens are the needs for these apps need to create here. First of all, need to create here the new files and to give this here the onboarding screen dot charts like this. And now need to create here the stateful widgets onboarding screen. And first of all, need to import here the material dependency and create here the scaffold like this set C. Now need to write down here after, so need this here the load these screens need to set here, need to break here the some seconds the screens, and after automatically open here the next screens like this logics need to apply here after loading here the play screens. Now need to write down here the loads app screen, create here the functions, and to calls need to call these functions like this. And also need to call this here the await machines, and to write down here the await, to call this here the futures delay, and to write down here the const duration, and to set this here the 3 seconds of the delay of the next screens need to show this here. Now need to create here the show screens logics, load here the onboarding screen like this. And first of all, need to did this here the context dot post extension methods need to call this here, and const dot onboarding UI like this need to calling here, and to save this here. And inside need to call these functions like this and to save here. And also need to onboarding screens need to save here. Now need to configure inside the main, and to give here the first of all title, so need to set this here, need to set as a Healtho Zim like this, and to remove this codes. Now need this here the debug show model banners need to set as a false like this. And now need to set here the theme. First of all, need to set this here the font family, need to set here the pop-ins, go here and copy this here, and now need to set here the pop-in theme fonts. Then after need to set here the primary text colors like this. Then after need to set here the scaffolds app colors, need to give this here the colors right. Then after need to set this here the app bar themes const app bar theme, and to set this here the evaluations set here the 0. Then background colors need to set this here the color transparent like this, need to set this here. And also need to use material trim 3 need to set here the false, and to save this here. And also need to remove here and to configure this here the play screen, and to remove this here sports no need screens need to remove here, and to save this here. Now need to run these projects calling these years. Now need to creating here the onboarding screen, so need to developing here. First of all, need this here the creating here the page view controllers for the scroll here. So need to set here the inst select page is equal to by default, need to set here the 0 like this. Then after need to set here the page controllers, and we need to set this here the controllers is equal to page controllers. Like this, we need to call this here, and init methods inside we need to initialize these controllers. We need to need this here. Set here the controllers dots, add listeners like this, and now need to set here the set states, and now need to select page is equal to controllers dots page optionals, and to round. If you not get, then to set here the 0. Like this you need to configure. Now need to create here the page array. Need to develop here. Need to set here the list page array is equal to like this. Here screens. First of all, need to need this here the title, and after subtitles for this on screen, and after need to need this here the image for display screen, this onboarding screen, this and two semicolons. Copy here, paste this and to create here the 3 times. Now need to open here the XD files, and first of all copy these titles and set this here. Same as need to copy here the subtitles and paste this here. Now need to set here the image, find out here, copy relative path, and do set this here. Image to another and 3 like this set. Now need to go against and to copy these lines of the titles of the second onboarding screen, and to set here the /n and set here, and after copy here the third screen's onboarding screen, and to set here the title and copy here the subtitles like this. And to save this here, first of all need to create here the app bar, need to develop here, and to develop this here the buttons. This onboarding screen inside the not show here the back arrow, because need to play screens after the routes are the clear. That's why no need to displaying here the next back buttons. Need to remove here. First of all need to set here the app bar is equal to, need to call this here the app bar, set here the action, and we need to call this here containers, and to give this here the lines as a line dot set here the set. Now need to create here the children's. Now to use this here the round button, and we need to set this here the titles as a skip, and now need to set here the height. We need to set this here the check here, height. To set here the 13. Now need to check here the font size. Tell lights, we need to set this here. Well, font weight, need to set here the 300. Now also need to set this here the tabs, round button, line tabs need to set here. Like these configurations are the need this here, and also need to give this here the width, need to give this here the 16, and we need to set like this here, save this here. Now need to restart this UI and opening. Need to rounds are not working, need to first of all fix this here. That here the property order radius circular, so need to set this here the 25, and to save this here. Now creating here the rounds. Now need to develop here the this next buttons, and then after need creating here the page view, need to develop here page view builders. Now need to set here. Now need to go inside the onboarding screens, and also need to one time check this here, restart this apps, 3-second wait, Then after open here the automatic onboard screens. Now need to create here the body and to set this here the stack, create here the children's like this. So need to calling here align alignments as a set as a center. Then after so need to create here the safe area. Inside need to create here the column like this and to set here the space children's. Set here the space round buttons and to set here the titles as a next and set here the primary tabs and to save this here. Now showing here now need to give this here the fixed width give this here. Now showing like these buttons need to fix this here. Here container set text now show here. Now first of all need to develop this here the onboarding page need to develop here need to set here the page view builder and now need to set here the context and to give this here the return this years create here the column and to set this here the main axis alignment set as a center and after need to set this here the main axis alignment axis size need to set here the name like this property are needs and now need to create here the control children's not controls. Now first of all need to pass this here the controllers as a controller. Then after need to set this here the item counts as I need to give this here the page array dot length like this need to set this here. Then after need to get this here the page array value need this here where p object is equal to page array index of value need to get this here and to all this here and to RCS map optionals and to now first of all need to set this here the space need this here the center that's why to set here the space and also need to end of lines set here the space and set this here the text as a two. Now need to first of all the set here the titles of this here the text set here the key object title and we need to set this here string. Now need to set here the styles give this here the text styles and to set this here the color color primary text colors need to set this here. Then after need to set this here the font size need inside the ht files 24 bold font now titles save here. Now need to create here the subtitle first of all like this subtitles. Now need to set this here the font size first of all need to check here 15 regulars. save. And to set this here the width as a context width, and height is equal to need to give this here the context dot height. Now need to set here the elements in center. Now need to create here the children's and to give this here the image set, to pass this here the p objects, and to pass this here the image. Now need to set here the width, set here the context dot width multiply by 0.6 for this width, and now need to give this here the width as a box. It will like set six. Maybe page was wrong place. We need to set here to cut here sides of the save area. Save here. That's why not loading here. Get these errors. Now need to fix and to restart this here the app. Now showing here like this. Set here the width, not height, and to fix this here. Now need to scrolls and showing this here the data, and also need to fix this here the alignments for the titles and subtitles. Alignments text lines as a set here the center. Also need to copy here and to set as a titles like this. Save here. Now need to create here the page controllers. Need to develop here. First of all, need this here the this row, and we need to set here the another space. Now need to create here the row, and to set this here the main axis alignment set as a center like this. No need select this value now because need to full screens like this command, and also need to set here the children's, and now need to set here the value as a page array dots. Need to give this here the map dot e, and need to first of all need to find out here the indexed, where indexed is equal to page array, and to get this here the indexed of e, and to return this here the indexed. Now need to create here the containers. Now containers give this here the margins const edges insert symmetric, horizontals need to give this here the 6, and write down here semicolons, and also need to write down here the to list. Now need to create here the decorations. First of all need to give this here height and width set as 8. 8. Now need to create here the decorations and to set here the box decorations, and need to set here the colors. Indexed equal to selected to share variables select, and to set here the colors. T color primary, otherwise need to T color inactive colors need to set here. Then after need to set this here the border radius. Circulars need to give this here the phi, and to save this here. And doing this data here, need to fix here, need to set here the flex value, set here the 4. Now showing here mode increase, decrease, and to set this here the phi. Now showing here the goods. Now need to click events of the next buttons need to configure this here. First of all, need to check here the conditions. If page index selected, page index equal to and to open this here the next screen. Otherwise, to increase this here the select page is equal to and need to set this here set states as well as need to set this here the controllers dot animate to page and select it. So need to set here durations milliseconds set set and for some set and save this. Now need to click here the next opening here. Mean animation. Like this, set here the animations. If you like this video, please give the thumbs up. If you're new user, so please subscribe my channels and press the notification bell icon. You can get every new video notifications and awesome content. If you have any question, so please write down in the comment sections. I will help you and sort out your issue. Everyone have a nice day. Goodbye and take care.